Hello and welcome to this week's video. This week we look at words and phrases used when movie stars are interviewed. We look at how they respond to questions and the phrases they are likely to use in movie interviews. Don't forget to stay until the end to test your knowledge by taking our quiz. Anyway, let's get started with the first word. The first word we have for you in this week's lesson is what was the appeal? So let's find out how to pronounce this. We pronounce this phrase as follows. What was the appeal? Great. And one more time. What was the appeal? Excellent. So now let's take a look at the definition. What was it that made you interested in it? So this is the meaning of what was the appeal. So now let's take a look at how we can use this in an everyday sentence. The interviewer asked the actor what was the appeal in acting in the new movie. He said that he enjoyed working on movies which made people laugh. Our second phrase for you this week is the reality was. So let's have a look at the pronunciation. The reality was. Great. And one more time. The reality was. Excellent. So now let's learn a little more with the definition. This is when someone finds out the truth or how something really is. Interesting. So now let's look at an example in a sentence. The actress told the interviewer that the reality was that she really enjoyed working with the other actors and actresses, as they were all very welcoming. The next phrase in this week's lesson is I was flattered. She asked me to do it. Interesting. So let's look more into the pronunciation. I was flattered. She asked me to do it. Interesting. And let's try one more time. I was flattered. She asked me to do it. Perfect. So now let's learn a little more by looking at the definition. This is to make someone feel really happy or proud by asking them to do something. So that's interesting, but let's learn a little more by looking at an example. The actor was flattered. He was asked to perform the lead role in the new action movie. Our penultimate word this week is a stickler for detail. Now let's learn a little more about this phrase by looking at the pronunciation. A stickler for detail. Excellent. And let's try again. A stickler for detail. Fantastic. And now let's move on to the definition to learn a little more. This is when someone who feels that they and others should go into as much detail as possible. So that's interesting. So let's look at an example within a sentence. The actress enjoyed working with the director as she was a stickler for detail. This meant the movies would be great. This week's final phrase is no drawback at all. So let's find out a little more by looking at the pronunciation. No drawback at all. And again, no drawback at all. Excellent. So let's learn what this means by looking at the definition. This is when there is nothing bad or negative about something. So let's put this in context by having a look at an example sentence. When the director asked the actor if they would like to work on the movie, they agreed. They thought the movie would be great and could see no drawbacks at all. Now it's time to test your knowledge with our weekly quiz to see how much of today's lesson you can remember. We will ask you 3 questions on the vocabulary and phrases we have learnt in this video. Question 1. What would someone be if they were flattered? Would they be happy, tired, or preparing? The correct answer is A. Happy. Question number 2. What is meant by appeal? Is it A. Something that scares you, B. Something that bores you, or C. Something that interests you? And the right answer is C. Something that interests you. Question number 3. What is meant by drawback? Would it be A. a problem, B. an instruction, or C. a schedule? And the correct answer is A. a problem. Let us know in the comments box how you did in this week's quiz, and congratulations if you got all 3 questions correct. Thank you for joining us again today. If you have any questions about our video, or would like us to explain a word or phrase for you from any context, then please post your question in the comments box below. We are always happy to help. Don't forget to like our video to help us find more viewers and to expand our channel in order to provide you with an even better experience. why not press the subscribe button and bell notification icon so you never miss one of our future videos. Next week, we will be looking at words and phrases to do with libraries. Thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.